Hey, this is ASpengler, and this is episode 27 of Building the Cologne Cathedral in Lego. Last week we got lots of work done, did lots of work on the side entrances. So before we were working a lot on the main entrance, thought it was about time to come back to the side entrances, and actually only worked on the first one, but last week we did a lot of work. Looking up at this top area, I worked on all the buttresses, got them all done on this side, filled in the little roof detail area in there as well. Um, also did a little bit of work on the other side, just did not too much, but that's something we'll work on this segment. And then going to the front, accomplished quite a bit. This area is almost done. Just have to build up the arch on the top and then the roof section. So this area is getting very close to being complete. Hoping this segment, big emphasis on working on this section. I looked a little bit closer on some of the pictures, and turns out it's a lot similar to the other side. So that's going to make it a lot easier to get this area moving. So basically I'm just going to copy this side and then put it on this side. So what that means is that I know what I'm doing. I already did it on the other side, so I'm going to try to put some time lapses in. I know I haven't put a lot in lately, but this is a good opportunity to get that going, and I know you guys like to see the time lapses. It's just cool seeing the building going on, so that's something that we'll hopefully have in this segment. And then after we get this area built up, I can continue working on the very front section. So hopefully by the time that side is done, we can work on getting the first arch and then have it ready for the roof. And so that will have this section complete. So it's cool saying that some of the areas are complete. And then after that, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but most likely I'll try to complete some of those windows, finish in that, you see that gap right there, put that one right there on both sides, and then maybe we could get started on the other side entrance, which hasn't had any progress since a couple weeks ago, where we just stopped about at this level right before the dark gray. So I'm thinking try to finish this one. If I'm still inspired to keep working on these side entrances, I might go to the other one, but otherwise I might try to continue work up on the two front towers and also do some more work on the roof. As you can see, it doesn't have the detail like that little front piece that you can see right there, so I might detail up that part, but we'll just see how it goes. But I definitely want to try to finish off this first side entrance. So with that, hopefully we can get some time lapses in, and let's go ahead, stop talking, and get building. Okay, guys, coming back after lots of work. You saw a pretty good amount of it in the time lapses. So you saw the roof and then the opposite side of the buttresses getting completed. You didn't see this front area get built, but we'll go a little bit more in depth into that later. It was just more new stuff, so I didn't have it on included in the time lapse, but I was glad I was able to get quite a few other areas in the time lapse. I wasn't originally planning to get that done, but I had some time and I decided to work on this middle section. So as you can see, I filled in this last window on this side facing us and the one facing that way. So we can see both of those done right there. I also edited the inner ones so they're all at the same height. For some reason, well, I know why this one's a little skinnier, but before I made it so it's a little shorter. I'm not completely sure why I did that, but it looks a lot better with them all at the same height. So you can see that. In the time lapse, you saw me go over the roof, and then I broke off a little bit because I forgot to put the overhanging lip, but I ended up including that afterwards, so that's how it looks now. And so the plan is that this section is pretty much completely finished. There's only a few things I want to add, just kind of a border that kind of bridges the gap between the building and then the roof. Right now it looks okay. It's just there's a little bit of a bridge on the actual cathedral. So I want to try to capture that, make sure I can bring those two together a little bit more seamlessly, make it look a little bit nicer. But as far as that, this center section is completely done. It just needs that little bit. So that's really nice being able to just say this is done. And then I wasn't able to get any work done on this one, so that'll be something for the future segments, but I was able to get a lot done on this side entrance. So you can see I got the overhang window part right here complete. I got all the detail pieces. It's the same as the main entrance, so that wasn't too difficult. And so just about built this much up on the columns and then filled that area in. Finished off like the detailing parts on that. I might change those, but for now I'm going to leave them like this. It, I don't know, they're not the most appealing to me, but they do blend in really well, and they kind of represent what it's actually like. But I might, if I find out something different that I like better, I might change this part. So for now we'll keep it like that, but may change in the future. And then the main thing that you saw in this segment was work on this area. So I decided just to go ahead and work a lot more on here. I'm thinking, since I haven't started on the back in that area, I'm kind of unsure of what to do, but I'm thinking that I will actually extend this section out a little bit by one window gap, just so it'll make it a little bit easier to blend in the back to these side entrances and make it a little bit easier on myself with building it. So you might see in the future just one window's width extended out from these side entrances. So that's what I'm thinking for that. That'll just make it blend a lot better and have the transition go a lot easier on the two sections of the building. So you saw all that work. Everything basically the same as the other side. So was able to get that done pretty quick. And so this area is almost complete and it's looking really good. So I'm really happy with how this is turning out. And hopefully, I am starting to run out of pieces again, which is all these sections take a lot of parts and it's hard to determine how many of each that I need. So most likely we'll have to order. I do have enough that I can work on a few sections. I know some of these pillar sections don't take as much of certain parts, so I could get working on that, but I definitely will run out of parts soon. And just my standard building pieces that I use a ton of. And another thing I want to work on these the window parts are the little arches that go above the windows right there. I got it all set up to do that, so I filled in some of the little gaps in here. So that's all ready for that part. And then right on top of that will be the roof. So this section's almost done. And so as far as what's happening next segment, I do have very limited pieces, so I want to at least start on some of those, the window overhanging arch parts, and I might go back to up here on the towers. So, but I also might go on and work on there. So I guess we'll see what happens next segment. Most likely, I will try to get at least some of the windows done on this part, so I can kind of finish off this column right here. Just finish that part off, get the windows done on there, because I do have parts for these sort of window toppers, and I could get started on the roof, but we'll see what happens. And so with that, we're gonna end off the segment. As far as some other stuff going on like Wednesdays, I'm going to try to do every other release some of those instructions that you might have saw. I released the Pack 40 instruction earlier this week, so hopefully you guys got a chance to check that out. I want to start building new vehicles every week as well, so you'll kind of see an alternate of new instructions being released and new vehicles. And then if you guys have any other suggestions on videos that you might want to see, please leave them down in the comment section below. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.